Day 16 of the Outside Freak Challenge. How you doing? I'm Z. Wayne is gone. He usually stays about a night or two. He just stayed a night and then was off. So now it's time for me to pack up. I've packed up his camp. Now I'm halfway through packing up my camp. Doesn't that black tarp look nice? Oh man, I love that black tarp. All right, so now, as in life in general, it's time to clean up the mess they've made having fun. In this particular case, oh, the dang dishes. Can you see these dishes? I really should set these shots up a little better, huh? But we're getting it real time. That's for sure. I don't know any creators that are putting their stuff out there as quickly as I am. Same day, not just same day, same hour. Yeah. So I don't use soap. I just use water, and sometimes I'll heat the water up, which helps a lot. I probably should do that now, but yeah, just thought I'd have you hang out with me while I'm doing dishes. You know, I subscribe to a lot of creators, and I also have a good amount of different YouTube channels. I'm not going to advertise them here, but yeah. And I find it really interesting that amongst creators, amongst at least a lot of the creators that I subscribe to, we're all doing the same thing. I mean, without communicating with one another. We're all of course, I guess that makes sense because we're all interested in the same thing, so we're probably going to do the same things in the same environments, in the same weather, in the same conditions. So I guess it's not strange, but it just appears to be strange when you're watching other creators and you're like, hold on, I'm doing that. Especially creators that are highly influential, right? And they jump the gun before or as you're doing it, and you start thinking, man, hold on, that's my idea. But no, it's everyone's idea. That's why we're all interested in the same stuff, right? Doing the same things. And a lot of times the popular creators, the also known as influencers, aren't necessarily like on the fringe of the actual activity. They're just on the fringe of the YouTube representation of that activity. Kind of same thing happened with television, right? If it were on television, well, obviously they're the best. But man, no way, man. I like in music, I've played and know musicians, played with musicians and know musicians that no one knows, and they blow everybody away. Same thing in art. So just because they're on television or they're an influencer on YouTube doesn't mean like that's the best. They're the best at it. A good example of that is Bob Wells. I love Bob Wells. He did an interview of me 8-9 years ago. And but you know, he's really a knob. He's just a knob and a shill to sell, you know, product. And you know, God love him. I have nothing against Bob, but he doesn't represent the high end of wilderness or outdoor living, and he doesn't represent himself as such. He just shares his knowledge, and I think he's great for doing it, and he's great at it. So that doesn't mean he's at the edge or at the height of that particular kind of activity. Usually those people aren't in the public eye, quite honestly. I know wilderness, what do you call them? The name escapes me, but he does everything, makes stuff out of the wood and out of the rocks, and works with the land and with his hands and everything. Craft, bushcraft, an amazing bushcraft. Brian Schatz, amazing. Nobody knows Brian, but he's the best I've ever seen at what he does. So yeah, that's just, I think, common across the board. So, hey, thanks for hanging out with me. I'm going to finish my dishes here. I'll spare you. But this is day 16 of the Outside Freak Challenge. How many days have you been out in the wilderness? How many days do you think I can last out here in the wilderness? Let me know. If you're interested in how-to extreme wilderness how-to videos, go check out my patreon.com/outsidefreak page and become a member and get access to all of those videos. All right, I'll see you on the next video.